classroom with these amazing mentors, and now we have a moment to listen to their knowledge and to partake of their knowledge. When Breaking Circles started the Mentor Collective, there was a vision, and the vision was to bring community together and love. And I cannot express how wonderful this weekend has been. And we have found people leading the breaking scene by example, and we brought them here. And can we just say thank you to these guys? Thank you so much. Like, it's wild. I was driving them back from the airport, and I was driving so safe because I'm like, if anyone will hate me, if anything happens to these guys. But first, Tanya, will you come here real fast and help me pass these out? So, we want to say thank you. We got you all a poster of yourself. So this is, we love this artwork. Ben is our artist. So, thank you so much. Thank you. And Ives. And Nose. And Zeku. And last but not least, Gravity. Okay, we collected questions from parents. We talked about this, they talked about it. So we're gonna proceed. If you feel like you need a follow-up question, raise your hand. First question is, do you guys offer online private lessons? And they all said yes. So my question to you now is, how do parents reach out to you to schedule these? Should they just reach out to you on Instagram?
I would say for Nels and I, you can just contact us via Breaking MI on IG, email, or the website. As well as the second place winners. The parents, please just DM the page and we'll take care of you.
For myself, just DM me on IG, Icey Ives, and yeah, man, I'm more than happy to work with anybody really. So yeah, open to it.
Yes, same. If you're here and you're interested, I'll give you my personal number too as well, or Instagram. Jeremy Breakery is fine. So yes.
I'll be honest, I'm actually not teaching online, but I will be straight honest. You guys can reach out to me anytime. If you want me to review rounds, there's a few parents in here that send me rounds. We've talked about it, and I'm open for y'all. If y'all just have any questions, send me something, and I'll give you any feedback you need, and I'll be available to y'all. I'm always tangible for y'all.
Okay, the first question is, how did you turn breaking into a career? We'll start with Jeremy, and then we'll go to Zeku.
Yeah, so for some context, I've been breaking for 18 years. I started when I was 14 years old in 2006. And I was blessed to come from one of the most legendary crews in the history of breaking, Habakoro crew. My teacher is Moy, my mentor is Moy, my mentor is also my brother Palmer. And so from a young age, I really learned gratitude for those around me and my mentors. So in line with the theme this year of Mentor Collective, I want to give some very simple advice on what it means to become professional in breaking, and then I'll expand on that. And the simple advice is to build with the people around you. Build with the people around you, because I'll be very transparent, the infrastructure is not there in breaking to become a professional breaker, but the work is being done to build the infrastructure in communities like this in Utah, in Houston. You know, a little more context, I have sponsored deals with Monster Energy and also Saucony, and to expand on that, there's different aspects of sponsored deals, but I get paid monthly from these companies, and I also get paid to travel the world doing this and do what I love. So I'm blessed and I thank God to be able to do this, but I wasn't able to learn any of the qualities or skills that I display and do in order to earn these contracts or become professional off of breaking until I was putting the work in with my mentors in my community. And the last thing I'll add is, a lot of the times, I know this is very competition-based nowadays, and we just got out of this competition, but I urge and I tell all this to every single one of my students, it's not about the competitions. And in a professional business standard, like for instance, my sponsored deals don't come because I win all these competitions. They come because I'm able to sit in a meeting or a boardroom with executives and have a professional discussion with them and articulate the value of breaking. Not just say, hey, I'm Jeremy, and this is why you should sponsor me because I'm dope. And more often than not, that's the message that a lot of people have to offer. But I was only able to flourish this vision and be able to articulate breaking because of the people around me and because of God. And I think the only way you're able to do that is by building with the people around you. And honestly, not necessarily, it's not about not caring about the scene. Like, the scene is awesome and I love it, and I'm connected here because of the scene, but you can't put winning competitions on a pedestal, and you can't make that your number one thing. Everything like that comes as a secondary nature from my love and my passion and my ability to build with those around me.
Beautiful. To add to that, as he said, I am also with Jeremy, a part of Monster Energy and Saucony, and both those deals actually Saucony came through him, and Monster Energy came through his company with Moy as the other founder through Monster Energy, and that seeped down to Nels, and Nels got his Monster deal through that connection. So it is very important, Knives as well. It is very important to be in relations with the right people, okay? And this doesn't necessarily mean just look at the people who have opportunity, because I was cool with some of these guys before any of us had anything, right? I'm 26 years old. I've never had a real job in my life. I've never clocked in at a job, and I've made a living. I've supported my mother, my father, my grandparents, myself, my team through relentless work, no sleep, full dedication. And I know, and not to clap that up, because sometimes it could seem as if like it's effortless, and I am here to tell you it is very hard, and you can't listen to what anybody says. You can't listen to sometimes what your friends have to say, what your loved ones have to say, because when God puts a vision in your heart, He puts it in your heart for a reason, and you have to be relentless when you're chasing that. Don't look at things to make money, okay? That's never gonna work. Look at the things that you enjoy doing and try to build that. If you love breaking, battling, and actually doing the art and sport is not the only way to be in the scene. We've created a company called Breaking MI that's diversed itself into a production company, into a performance entertainment company. We do events, we do battles, we teach kids, we have a school. So all of these things are a part of breaking, which we love to be a part of, so we just decided to create our own. So just do what you love to do. Yes. I wouldn't be able to do anything that I do without this guy right here. Like him, Blaze, so many people are part of our team that believe in what we do. So it's so important to be with your friends, lose money, make money, have fun, go through tough times, as long as you're having fun. Every day I wake up, I look at him and I go, bro, at least we're having a blast. So do what you love.
Okay, we're going to take a side step here, and I've asked Rose and Data to come and answer this question, which is, how do you maintain a career alongside breaking? So these two both have a career, but they are full-time breakers too. So do you mind sharing your thoughts there?
These are last year's mentors, y'all. Mix it up.
I have heard, I think every teacher this time in here talk about the word intention. I think if I could narrow it down to one word for myself would be intention. So every part of every day of mine is intentional. From the time I get up to the time I go to sleep, I literally feel like every hour, every minute is scheduled. I'm intentional about the people that I have around me, and that is so important. Zeku has said that, everyone has said that. When you have a dream, whether it's, you want to be a professional breaker, you want to be a huge boss. For me, I wanted, not a professional breaker, so to speak, but I wanted to have a career and I wanted to break. you're gonna have a lot of people that you're gonna disappoint, and you have to be okay with that. And I mean, when you have these dreams that not everybody might have, you have to be okay to just keep your circle small and have the people around you that support that dream. So just be intentional.
Hi guys. I own a business outside of breaking, and I would say that the number one most important thing about being able to run a business and also have other things that really fulfill your life and give you passion. And my business is also, I'm very passionate about my business, but the number one thing is that you have to recognize that you're not getting there alone anywhere. You're not getting anywhere alone. I think that there's a lot of people who win one-on-one competitions and they think they did it by themselves. And that is not the case. And I think that if you are someone who wins a one-on-one competition or made it in some other way and think that that was just you, you have somebody who is on your team that needs to be recognized. And it's up to you and it's your responsibility to recognize those people and what they've done for you and how they move you forward. And recognizing those people and how they've helped you move you forward will move you further forward. So I would say that's the first thing. The second thing is that if you want to break and run a business, or if you want to break and be in the corporate world, you have to recognize that the lessons that you learn in breaking you can bridge the gap, and it's your responsibility to bridge the gap from your artist career to your business career. And those things, and going the other direction from your business career to the art. So that is another really important thing that I find is kind of scary, because when you bring something from one culture to another culture, bridging that gap, I like to call it here a risk for ideas, which can be kind of scary in each peer group. And you have to understand that you having multiple passions gives you a responsibility to move those ideas back and forth to those two cultures in order to grow. And that actually is a superpower if you can figure it out. So do that.
Before we move on, I want Rose to come up here real fast. Something that we're going to start is a Big Girl Alliance. This woman is she's so underrated. The things she does behind the scene, you have no idea. And I have asked her to be a leader, to help lead the youth, the young girls that are in our community and around. So before you leave, girls, if you want to be part of this alliance, we're going to ask you to leave your phone number. We're going to start a group chat. And I'm going to spread the gossip. Okay, so moving on. We have lots of questions. Let's do a 1-minute answer. When there's 30 seconds left, hold it up, okay? You parents, great questions. Okay, I'm gonna move on real fast. This one is super important, I feel like. Here we go. What's the mentality relating to social media? Comparing ourselves to other comparing selves to other breakers and feeling down about themselves or insecure. How to build confidence while staying true to themselves and their unique journey. This is an international problem. This is a world problem. And we've asked Jeremy and Ives to give us their 411.
For sure. Yeah, that's a very important topic for me, just because a little context about my journey. I come from a city where there's no opportunities. I'm from Anchorage, Alaska, and there's only 2 B-boys in the whole state of Alaska. Isn't that crazy? So for me growing up, I mean, I started in 07 and there wasn't a lot of social media, but to to go to the question of like watching videos on and seeing people kill it on social media all the time, I think it's just what we've been talking about this whole entire weekend is the intention behind what you're researching, what you're studying, right? If you're there to get inspired, obviously, yeah, there's tons of inspiration on social media, but it's easy to unconsciously become what you're watching without even knowing it, right? When you watch something, it's almost like you feel like you have to do exactly what they're doing in order to make a name for yourself or become top level. You know, that's absolutely not true. So watch the videos, go ahead and see what's out there in terms of being relevant and how you should maneuver in the community in your own way. But unconsciously, over time, if you continue to just watch, you do feel like you have to become that, right? And that's not true. You gotta stay true to who you are. Everybody here is different, right? I'm different, you guys are different. You guys are all on your own paths. Everybody is going through something. So it's really about taking those things and expressing that through your art in any way possible. There is no wrong or right answer in art, y'all. Especially in breaking. It's called breaking because we break the rules. So we gotta become who we feel like we are deep down inside, continue on our journey in the most authentic level possible. And I'll just leave it as that.
I think any issues that arise from social media for breakers or for any youth, I think the root of the issue comes from them finding themselves and not fully developing the self-love that they have for themselves. Because an individual who loves themselves is confident in themselves, and it's human nature to compare. But if you develop that love for yourself, and for me, if you develop that connection with God and you find that self-love through that, then you find yourself comparing yourself less and less, and you're happy and you're in love with yourself and you're in love with the people around you. If I could speak directly to parents, so in order to curate that for a young kid, I'm also a father. I have an 8-year-old and a 7-year-old son and a daughter. So for parents, if I could give my advice on that, it's just, what you guys did here by enrolling them here in Mentors Collective, when you continue to put them in environments that promote that type of love, then they will continue to grow into that self-love, right? So parents, you're doing a great job already, and even if there's bumps in the road, and that's part of growing up, as long as y'all continue to reinforce and do that, you do a great job as a parent. And to speak directly to the kids, I'll answer this directly for breakers, and I said this a lot in my class. It's like, the music is there for you. So for me, the music will make you a better breaker, and it'll make you more confident in yourself. Whenever you remove, I don't have an air flare, or I don't have these moves, or I don't have that, or I haven't won a battle, I haven't won a competition, that's the voice in your head that starts to develop this comparison, and as you look at likes on social medias and stuff like that. But for kids directly, for me, I attribute a lot of my originality or style from my love of music. Like before I started breaking, I was in love with music. So kids, my advice to you on that is develop a more passionate love for music and start digging for it, and that will definitely help with your confidence in yourself.
How many kids around the world are together in a room with other friends? Look at them, socializing off their phone. Like what's happening right here is pretty amazing. It's not normal, right? Every time I'm at a battle, I'm like, these kids are so lucky. Okay, this is for Gravity and Zeku. Can you guys give suggestions on who to choose to crew up with? And the importance, okay, sorry, I should just read it. Can you give suggestions on how to choose who to crew up with and how important a crew for a younger kid is? How do you choose who to battle with at different events? Yeah.
I have a lot of, my experience in breaking was kind of weird. I started with a crew called Five Crew Dynasty. These guys introduced me to dance, they introduced me to breaking, and we are still friends today, all these years later, but we don't dance together anymore. And it actually makes me sad, and we talk about it, we reminisce and stuff like that. And as I started to progress in my life, breaking became my main and only focus. And so I found myself trying to surround myself around people that share that same amount of passion and focus. As I've gotten older and had kids young, and traveled, and I've realized that time is valuable, and I need to be around people that value time, and as much as I do. And so I personally don't battle with anybody that doesn't love it like I do. I battle with people that I know for sure are gonna work as hard as I do. That doesn't mean that, you know, I won't battle with certain people. Like, there's battles that I've done for fun in the past, but when it comes to like investing my time and energy and leaving my family behind, traveling across the world, I can't just go do that just to do it. I used to, and at some point it's healthy. I've battled with so many different people all over the world. I've done some really amazing things with some random people, I'll be honest. But I've done an all-style battle with Lilo before. It's crazy. Anyway, but where I find the most value is in when I battle with my crew. And my crew are a group of like-minded people with the same idealism. We want to be good people before anything. We all work as hard as we can. We hold ourselves accountable, and we show up. So that, for my advice, that's who you dance with.
That topic is a little hard because basically we wouldn't be here if we didn't think the same, right? So for me, there's a fine line, right? So please don't misinterpret what I'm saying, and if you do, you can come up to me afterwards. I break for fun all day. I love to break, but I am a prize competitor at the end of the day. And the reason why I'm a prize competitor is because of what he's saying. I have a mother, I have a father, I have grandparents, I have a business. Every time I get on a plane, I'm putting my life at risk. So in order to go do that across the world for free at a sold-out stadium with a bunch of sponsors, it's just not gonna happen, right? If people are not on that same mindset, then we're probably not going to align. Why? Because we can just dance together for fun right here, in this very moment, right? But if we're gonna go compete, you're going with a goal and a purpose, right? If you don't wanna have a goal or a purpose, then just break for fun. But you're gonna set yourself up for failure if you go into these competitions with an outspoken opinion of, like, not an outspoken reason as to, I'm just here to have fun, but deep down inside, everybody would like to feel what it's like to win. And I don't think that's a bad thing, you know? Sometimes we put winning as this like really bad and negative thing, and truthfully, I much rather win and lose with my friends than just random people. So it doesn't matter if you're the best. If we're not on the same page, it's just not gonna work, right? Because I've lost with people I don't know, and believe me, it hurts 10 times worse. I've lost with this guy across the world. Look at each other and go, damn, bro. And that was that. So definitely pick the people that you can do anything with, that you can be at the highest highs and the lowest lows. And it's really important for kids to pick the people that they hang around with wisely, and for parents to also monitor that, because I truly believe you are a product of your environment. So pick the people you are around wisely. They are going to be with you for a very long time, most likely. So choose wisely.
And just so you know, these kids are all young. They're still figuring that out, and they're gonna make mistakes along the way. I've surrounded myself around people that were not good for me, but I thought they were good for me, and that is a common thing. So just know there's trial and error in all of this, and they're gonna make those mistakes. But the key word is monitoring it and allow them to fall a couple of times.
Now we're gonna go 15 more minutes. Okay. Next question. This is for Ives. What's one thing you wish you would have concentrated more on earlier in your breaking journey?
I think for me, I'm just gonna keep it straightforward. When I first started dancing, I was all about just like the big flashy power moves and all the air chairs, head spins, and things of that nature. And then over time, I was like, man, I feel like I'm missing something, you know? I feel like there's an aspect in me that doesn't feel whole, because I feel like I'm always losing with the moves that I had, even though my moves are like considered high level with like my air power and whatnot. I feel like there was still an aspect of me that was missing, and that was the dance aspect and appreciating the music. And for me, I didn't really start diving into that till like 10 years down the line of my career, right? And it was hard for me just because as you get older, if you're so accustomed to moving a certain way, it's hard to like be in a vulnerable place again, to learn something new that you're not used to, right? And it takes time, you know, it takes that kind of vulnerability, it takes like mentors to be like, hey, if you really want to do this, you really gotta stop spending time on this powder, you know what I mean? And it took that. It took all those years, from 2017 up until now. Those are the years that I had to go through in terms of like appreciating musicality, the lineage of the crew I come from. So I wish I just did more homework with like music appreciation and things of that nature, being more musical, appreciating the music more. Trust me, it's a lot harder when you get older to learn how to be musical in a sense, you know? So where you guys are at now, just think about that, you know? Music is the longevity of the dance career. It's not gonna be real one-handed air flares, you know what I mean? It's gonna be the music, right? There's people that are still dancing today like Ken Swift. You know why? Because it's all about the music. So yeah, I'll just put it like that.
Okay, this is for Gravity. How are dancers scored and in prelims, and how do they make it past prelims? And the standard of scoring, what is it? What are judges writing down when they're writing things down? And why are dancers never allowed to see what's written down and given any feedback?
Dang.
Dang, right?
I decided to take this question because the truth, and just to be straightforward, it's a big reason why I don't like to sit in the judge's seat. The truth is, we don't have an actual standard in breaking yet. The truth is, it's really hard to judge. And when I've judged in the past, I found myself finding like key points within the round that I will remember. And I don't know why it's not like public. I've always felt like even in like when I was coming up, it was the same thing. Like that has not changed over the last 18 years. I know we have systems now, and there is progress towards answering that question. The truth is, we're still really new. I mean, 50 years is not a long time, you know? And so breaking, I just want to let y'all know, like, it's in progress, and we don't have those answers yet. I know there are some standards. Of course, we want to see you execute. We want to see that freedom. We want to see that connection, that conversation. These things are very important. Foundation, but you know, when we step into foundation and all these things, we don't want to neglect that like abstract style that may have its own foundation. So judging is a very difficult topic to really discuss, because the truth is, these guys won up here and they killed it. But if I had a different panel up here, for sure you would have had different results, because we all think different. And I just want to let you know that within the community, our generation is working towards progress.
For crew battles, do routines and/or commandos make a big impact on improving the judges' votes? Gravity, this is you again.
In my crew, we love to strategize. And it does not matter how many routines you have on deck. And it does not matter how many commandos you have on deck. It's all about how you utilize each member on your team. It's not about the routine. It's about how you utilize your team.